Hello everyone, welcome back to our Two Blondes on a Build video series. Yes, it's been quite a while since our last post in this series, but as you can tell from behind me, we haven't been idle. This episode takes a look back to when we were preparing the ground for our house. So we hope you enjoy it. There are some advantages of wearing ear protectors, such as I don't always hear what my husband tells me to do.
Well folks, here we are on the building site for our new home. As you can see, we're slowly leveling it out. We'll start with the back, and the plank that you can see behind me is the width of the house, or at least the width of the footings for the house. So I will set it up so that it's level at this edge. Then we will build down the two sides and level as much as we can. Obviously, it's just a crawl space under the house, and a lot of this rock is going to end up staying here. But we'll do what we can, we'll level it as much as we can, and in the end, this will be a crawl space under the house with about a wall at my hip level across, down the sides, and so we can get under the house to do work on things or add wires or plumbing or whatever. But the house will sit up here. Our top story, I think we're going to be able to see over the trees. Look out, girl, 'cause I's a-comin'. She's so glad I'm not a dentist.
29th of November. Da, da, da. Boldly going where no other log is gone before. This is how the captain's log works. It's really effective. Brett used it on the driveway. And now he's just packing it all down. The log helped to smooth it out, and now he's compacting it using the tracks.
Well, folks, what we've been doing is drilling holes in rock all day yesterday, and then I filled them up with this eco dust, it's called. It's an expansion dust. So you take a bag of eco dust, mix it with 1.5 liters of water, and then pour it in the holes. They say it can take up to a week to crack the rock, but it slowly expands. And I put some heat on it last night, and we'll just leave it sit and see how it goes. Don't see any cracks developing yet, but hopefully it'll work. I'm going to try a different dust on the other rock. Cheers.
So there you have it, eco dust, the fairy dust for eco home builders. Let's just hope Salt Spring Island doesn't split into 3 pieces.
It's a cracking good time.
I've got some really bad news for all the viewers at home. My husband, sadly, has turned into a bit of a crackhead.
Oh, she is so corny. I've been cracking rock. So we drill holes in it, we pour in this magic powder, and bang, it breaks the rock. And so little by little, I'm moving the rock that I don't want in my basement out of the basement area with the powder and the hammer behind me if we need it. And hopefully soon we'll be able to frame up our footings and get them okayed so we can pour cement. Getting there.
Rock and roll, folks.
We're slowly but surely framing up the footings on a very rocky area. So we're cutting around the rock. I've tried breaking it. A lot of it just won't break. It's so hard. So we're going to frame around it a little bit. And then once we've got it framed, we block in the outsides to make sure nothing can get, cement can't get out. And we clean the insides right down to bare bedrock. Then when we pour, before we pour, I'll drill in holes in the bedrock and sink rebar into the holes and epoxy it. That will make sure that the walls never ever move.
As you can see, Brett's done quite a lot already. The weather has been a bit challenging, but today is a lovely clear day.
I just love playing in mud puddles.
Hi, I'm the gopher and the goo remover. I'm scraping out in between the framed up boards. We already cleared a load of rock and muck out of here weeks ago, but this is scraping it down further so that it's completely clear. And as you can hear in the background, my husband's doing a bit more rock breaking.
Go get your headset.
Yeah, I will do. Have to go and get my ear defenders now. I've got them now. Do you like them? They're rather fashionable, aren't they? Right, I'm going to just empty this through at the back of the boards. We're building up behind the boards to keep them in the same position. And the work goes on. It's an area that I've cleared already, and I'm coming into some more gravelly bits. You see, this is all going to come out until we reach smooth bedrock. Like here, I've still got to get into those cracks and get the dirt and gravel out, but it's all going to be clean to this level. So what are you doing, Captain?
I've got to put a box here that I can pour cement in to put a post on to hold the crossbeam.
It's another beautiful day in paradise. Well, I've been clearing out more of the rock and the gravel out from between the boards. This is phase 1. Phase 2 will be when it's drier. We'll be able to use the air compressor to blast out the finer bits of rock dust or soil. Blondes on a builder, at it again. Am I shouting? Yeah, it's rock and roll time. More clearing of rock and gravel and mud. Jolly good.
Sometimes you have to take it one chip at a time. Lovely and warm today.
Right, folks, I'm going in. I do like my rocks. Gotta clear all this before Brett comes back, otherwise I don't get a tea break. Or not, there's a lot of noise about, but the snow has been melting this week, so we've been able to resume work on removing a lot of the rock and the gravel from the build site, as I've just shown you in that clip. We had a change of heart and decided to remove a lot more rock and gravel than we first thought we would. This is to make a bigger and more even crawl space underneath the house, as well as to make it much easier to finish framing up the footings. So it's all good. It's a bit back-breaking. I'm moving a lot of the stuff by hand and with buckets and shovels while Brett has the hammer on. Otherwise there'll be two stop, start, putting the bucket on and the bucket back off. So by working together we found a rhythm where we can move a load of stuff very quickly. But it's time for tea. I'm a bit knackered, to be honest. Right, well, my husband, bless his heart, wanted me to move these rocks with my bare hands. Now, here's a quiz for you. Was my answer A? Of course, darling, anything you say, your wish is always my command. Is it B? I'll get right on that. Let me just go and eat some Weetabix first. Is it C? That's way above my pay grade. Oh, and yes, you're not paying me at all. Or is it D? You know your husband really loves you when he buys you a yellow bucket. Isn't that true, Captain?
Oh dear.
Whoop. I don't know.
She's digging a hole for me.
Yeah, I reckon this is about 5'9". I got all excited yesterday afternoon. My husband said, I'm going to put a bar in. So immediately my mind floated off to the idea of unlimited gin and tonics on a sunny afternoon, or a nice ice cold half a pint of Salt Spring cider, or even a jug of Pimm's and lemonade. But oh no, he didn't mean that kind of bar. He meant this one. Oh well, you win some and lose some.
Well, folks, as you can see, most of the framing is done now for the footings. We'll be filling them up with cement, hopefully the first part of April. In the meantime, I'm putting some steel in. The posts are all drilled into the bedrock and then cemented in place with a Portland quick dry cement. We will be doing our pouring in several steps to match the area that we have here. As you can see, we've got a lot of rock piled up from the outside. We've had to remove a huge amount of rock here just to get our footings in. Now what our plan is where I'm standing will be a crawl space. We may have about 4.5, 5 foot of ceiling at max, I think. But we'll see when we get up to the top of the wall how far high we can go. Right now, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, we didn't think the house was this big. But it is. It's only 1,700 square feet on 2 floors. In the end, our soil will probably sit up around this level at the front and go back. So we'll have a level area for yard. Our plan is to be able to put some raised beds at the front, and we'll run kiwi and maybe grape up trellises to our decks, which will be way up here someplace. These 7 boxes in the front will actually be posts. So we're coming up with the cement goes right to bedrock, then we're setting rebar into the bedrock and cementing it in. Over the top of this, there will be 4 more pieces of rebar that come up, and over the top of the whole thing will be a sonotube that we fill with cement. So a 10-inch sonotube times 7 pieces, and that holds up the front of the house. The house is actually 2 stories, and what sits on top of this is like a long balcony over the whole front of the house, and the roof goes over that for the house.
Come on baby, light me fire. Come on baby, light me fire.
You see what I have to put up with?
Try to set the night on fire, but not the shed.
And ready, up we go. Hold on.
Yeah.
Get it straight.
Okay.
Done.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll take that out.
There we go.
Lovely.
Okay.
I didn't move it.
Put it there for now.
Shall I get the block?
We'll get the blocks and I'll get one here. We've had the engineer in today and he's very happy with what we've done. We've actually overbuilt, which I knew I was doing, and I wanted to make sure that he was happy with it and to finish up the steel, and we'll be able to start pouring very likely around the 9th of April when we get our inspection, or if not before. So everything's going good. The house is staying here forever, as he said. One of the things, we're going to have about 100 posts drilled into the cement. He said 5 would have held the house. I'm in jail! Yep, folks. She walked into the rebar. Check that nose out. Whoa. Well, folks, the rebar's all done. We'll have the engineer check it out probably on Tuesday after the long weekend, and with any luck we'll be able to get permission from the building inspector to start mixing and pouring cement. We have a few things to do around. We have a couple of places that still have to be boxed in at the bottom just to keep the cement from pouring out, and then get up an area down at the bottom where we can bring in the rock sand mix that we need for the cement, and we'll start mixing and pouring. That sounds like our next month's work. Yep, folks, we're all the way up to the top. We made her. So folks, what we have here is a level spot that we're going to drop our Navi Jack. Navi Jack is a rock and sand mix for cement, and the truck got up here today and managed to dump this load of what is called pit run crush here. And so I've packed it down a little bit, and I'm going to cover it with a canvas tarp, and we'll dump our Navi Jack on it. That's to keep this from mixing with the Navi Jack. The Navi Jack has to be a pure sand and rock mix. Now, as we're working on this system, we are going to be mixing with a gas cement mixer that we have on site. And as we go along, you can see I've actually started to level along here all the way around. And the object is to be able to roll the cement mixer along the walls, and we will actually be able to dump right into the footings. So we go along here. These posts are actually the posts that will support the front of the house, and they go up probably another 2 feet. Originally we were going to have a beam on this, or posts on this and a beam on top. Now we're going to go right to the beam so that we have a cement sonotube all the way to the beam, just solider. As you can see, I've been working around. This area here has been filled with some of the rock that we took out of there, and the idea is that we can have this trail all the way up the side of the house, and it'll be easier for us to pour cement, and it will eventually stay here. This will be our side yard. We'll probably fill it a little bit more and make it look nice, but we are ready tomorrow morning, or tomorrow sometime. The building inspector is going to come by. We've already got basically the okay from our engineer that we're all ready to go. So once the inspector's been here, with any luck, he'll say just go ahead, and maybe we'll start pouring cement Saturday and Sunday. We'll see. Anyway, we're getting there, folks, a little bit at a time. Cheers.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for another exciting episode of Two Blondes on a Build.